Hi everyone, it's Danny. Alrighty, so today we will discuss about Oncidium orchids, specifically what to do in case we have a rotten pseudobulb on our Oncidium orchid. This is not a really common occurrence, but it does happen to the best of us. The most common reason why an orchid pseudobulb can go rotten is if you place it too deep in the potting media, so the base of the pseudobulb is actually buried under the media. But it can also happen even if your orchid is potted correctly, but you simply have a decomposing media, so an old media. Also, maybe somehow the pseudobulb got damaged when you repotted, so it left an open wound for fungi and bacteria to enter the orchid and start rotting the pseudobulb. But anyway, enough about the reasons. Let's see what to do in case we do have a rotting pseudobulb. Now I have to tell you, this pseudobulb will never become healthy again because its base is already damaged beyond repair. So what you actually need to do is to remove this pseudobulb. Now you want to remove it because there is a chance that this infection can spread to the other growths or to the root system, and in no time you can have a whole ball of mush instead of an orchid. So the best thing to do is to remove this rotten pseudobulb. Okay, so this is my orchid. This has actually been repotted recently, so the media is perfectly fine. It's not degraded, so I will not go about removing all the media from the roots. Also, the roots that I have kept here are pretty good. They're not dead, they're actually firm, so I will not actually focus on cutting the dead roots because there are no dead roots. However, I discovered that this pseudobulb is actually a back bulb, and this is the mother pseudobulb for these growths. So this is the main pattern of growth of my orchid. Now the way I will try to remove the pseudobulb is like I would make a division, let's say, but I will try not to affect these other growths as much as possible. So I will actually start twisting this pseudobulb and actually pulling it apart from the rest of the orchid, trying not to damage the rhizome that actually connects this pseudobulb to the rest of the pseudobulbs. So as I was saying, just twist and pull away. And there we go. Oopsie. There we go. The pseudobulb has been removed. You can see I have an open wound right here that I'll try to sterilize, but for the main part, this pseudobulb did not actually rip any tissue from these other growths. Well, I can actually keep this orchid as it is. So as you can see, I still have these back bulbs connected somewhat through the rhizome to these new growths. Now in time this pseudobulb will actually go super rotten, so there's no point in you saving it and trying to pot it as a back bulb. It will not actually sprout anything because it's on its way out. So this right now should go in the trash. As for the rest of my orchid, as I was saying, I will try to actually sterilize this open wound as much as possible. So first I'll go in with some hydrogen peroxide exactly here on the wound. And I will let this fizz away for a few minutes, then I'll try to dry it and come back when it's time to apply some cinnamon. Now if you see that on the wound there will be some foam forming, don't panic, this is pretty normal. It's just the hydrogen peroxide reacting to the open wound. What's happening now is a sort of a violent reaction that will actually seal off this wound. So if it starts to fizz and foam like this, don't worry, don't panic, it's perfectly normal. After the violent reaction ends, all that will be left is actually water. Okay, so about 5 minutes have passed. There's not too much foam right now, as you can see, and at this point you can actually go ahead and repot your orchid. I'm sure you're pretty safe with the hydrogen peroxide only, but if you have some cinnamon around you and you would feel better if you would apply some cinnamon as well, then go ahead and apply some cinnamon. I will actually apply some cinnamon. Before you do though, try to dry the area slightly. This is not very wet, as you can see, but I still want to dry this area just a little bit. Now with the cinnamon you do need to be very careful because it dries like heck. I actually lost a flower spike because of it, so only apply it locally. Don't go crazy on all the roots or anything like that. Just apply it to the exact specific place where the wound is. For this I actually like to use some Q-tips or cotton buds, whatever you want to call them. Take a little cinnamon on top of it and actually apply it right here, only on the wound area. Like so. And actually, this is about it. You can now go ahead and pot up your orchid. And here we are, the orchid is repotted. So you never know actually what you're gonna get. I initially thought that that pseudobulb was not a back bulb, but I was wrong. So the best thing to do is to actually unpot the orchid, make a clean cut, see what's in there, and you can make the best decisions. Now, another thing, when you discover that one of your orchids has a rotten pseudobulb, when you discover it, give the orchid a drink and do the procedure the next day, just so you give the orchid some water, because in this case, I would suggest that you don't water your orchid for a few days, just to let that cinnamon dry the wound very, very well, callus it over, and yeah, just to be sure that you actually did a good job in disinfecting the area. So other than that, I think you're pretty good right now. Again, as I said, it happens to all of us. It's not a reason for worry, but if you take the right measures, you're actually not gonna kill your orchid, and you're gonna have a healthy orchid further on. Alrighty, thank you for watching this video. Hope it helped. If you want to see more videos from me, don't forget to subscribe. You can leave me comments and suggestions in a comment below, but please make sure that your G+ settings let other people outside your circles reply to you. And also, if you want to stay in touch with me, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and you'll find the links below. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next time. Bye!